Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and for today we will discuss the newly arrived Omni unit on Global here, which is this one. So Emerald Dusk Daze. For a minute there, I thought I just saw a board there, so yeah, this girl's a pig. As for the design, I think I like her design here. She looks really wild, and she's really well balanced. And these here that you see are her status as an anima unit and all the L gifts that she can take. Wow, I gotta say that the attack here is pretty high for the imp limit. And there's one catch about her. All her abilities, so her normal hits and BB, SBB, and UBB, everything she has is a one-hit thing. So I guess this girl is a one-hit wonder. So as you can see here, one hit BB, one hit SBB, and one hit UBB. Normal hits is also a one-hit thing with 42 BC per hit, so that's quite a lot. Now let's take a look at her leader skill. So I guess this leader skill is actually not that bad because she will boost attack and max HP by 50%. That's okay. And the other thing is that she will boost your spark damage by 100%. That's okay as well. And probable spark critical and 15 damage reduction from earth and thunder units. I mean enemies. So the spark critical here has a 1% chance on proccing to deal 50% more spark damage. Everything here is pretty useful, I think, and the earth and thunder damage reduction will be pretty good for some raids and some trials or grand quests and grand Gaia chronicles. So yeah, the leader skill here will be pretty useful for something. Not bad, but pretty situational, if I may say. Now let's take a look at her extra skill. Kinda like the extra skill here, she will have a 50% boost to spark damage on herself. So she herself is a spark buffer included on her leader skill as well. So with this, she will deal a lot more damage on spark. And her spark damage, if she herself sparks, she will heal herself on spark if she spark herself. So she will heal 4,000 to 5,000 HP per spark, and she only has one hit, so that's all that she's gonna get. So I can say the extra skill here is pretty okay. Now let's take a look at her Brave Burst, Il Verde. So as I said before, it's only a one-hit AoE. Luckily, it's still an AoE. She will also has a Spark Vulnerability Infliction for 2 turns, Spark Damage Boost for 3 turns, and Defense Ignore Effect added to attack for 2 turns. I gotta say these BB effects are pretty good. So the Spark Damage will be 100%. 25% chance on inflicting spark vulnerability, and it will deal 25% more spark damage. The BB mod here is 370%, the standard one. BC cost is at 26 BC. So I gotta say this BB is pretty good, especially the buff, but I'm not really sure about the one hit thing. Well, actually, one hit is going to be much easier to spark with, but if it misses, then there goes your chance. Now let's take a look at her SBB. For the genius. Alright, so it's another one-hit powerful earth attack AoE. Luckily it's an AoE. The good thing here that she will boost attack, defense, recovery for 3 turns at 140% to everything. That's really good. Enormous boost spark damage for 3 turns at 100% spark damage. Really good. And hugely boost BC efficacy for 3 turns. This one is really good. So the BC efficacy is at 50%. Spark damage at 100%. BB modifier is at 580%, which is standard as well. BC cost is pretty high, it's at 30 BC. So the buffs that she offers here are really good. Everything is good. And the one hit thing, never really sure about that. Hopefully, if her attack animation is really fast, the spark thing is going to be really, and you will see a really huge damage from one hit units like this. Now let's take a peek on her UBB. Shadowless Anatoloud. I'm not really sure how to say that actually, so let's forget about that. So another one-hit massive attack, Earth AoE. Okay, good. Inflicts enormous spark vulnerability. So this spark vulnerability is going to give you 150% more spark damage. Enormously boosts attack, defense, recovery, and spark damage for 3 turns. The attack, defense, recovery is at 250%. Pretty okay, and the spark damage boost is at 300%, so this one's actually pretty good. And from her UBB, you will also have a spark critical for 3 turns. The spark critical will deal 50% more spark damage. Now let's take a look at her enhancements. So every Omni unit has enhancement, and this is what she has. It's a pretty straightforward one as well. So the first two here, if you take both of them, you will have a 20% boost to all parameters. And the next one here, if you take them both, you will have more spark damage from herself. So in total, she will have a 120% spark boost. Extra skill and enhancement included. The next one, I'm not really sure if this one is good since he only has one hit to everything. So spark damage will enormously boost BB gauge. This one will boost 10 BC per spark, and he only has one hit on her BBS, BB, and UBB, and you will only get 10 BC fill if you spark. So I don't really think that is a lot. The next one at 30 SP. This one is actually really good if you don't have a critical buff unit for this. So this one will add a critical hit rate for 60% chance to her BB and SBB. And also the next one is also at 30 SP. This one will add a 50% boost to your critical hit damage to BB and SBB for 3 turns. So if you don't have a critical unit and a critical hit damage buffer, you can take 2 of this and there you have it in 1 unit. You have spark, attack, defense, recovery, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage, critical spark, and spark damage vulnerability. So yeah, actually these two are really good. You can make this Daze into a full package of buffs. And another 20 SP here. This one, if you take this one, you can turn her SBB buff on attack, defense, recovery into a 150% buff. But I don't really think this one is really important since you can take better ones from her enhancement. The last one at 50 SP. This one, you will upgrade her spark damage by 30%. So you will have a total of 130% spark boost from her BB and SBB and a 330% spark from her UBB. So I gotta say these enhancements are pretty good. This unit will have a lot to bring on her skill set. So alright, now let's take a look at what build she should have. So here it is, build number 1. This is the general build and most likely the one that I will take. So with this build, you will have the 20% boost to all parameters. You will still have the spark boost on herself, the maximum she can have, which is 70%. And I will also take the 50 SP one, so you will enhance her spark damage to the maximum potential that she has at 130%. And I still have 10 SP left, and I cannot take any other thing other than the spark damage fills BB gauge. So she will have everything as a spark unit. Build number 2 here, you can take this one if you don't have a critical hit chance buffer and a critical hit damage buffer. And with this build, you can have everything in one package. So attack, defense, recovery, critical hit damage, spark, but it's not the maximum amount of buff that she can have, but she will still be good enough for everything. So 20% on all parameters, 70% spark on herself, and also 60% crit hit chance, 50% to critical hit damage. I think this one is still good enough, especially if you don't get sect on your previous summons. With this one build, you have everything that they can offer. So build number 3 here is you can use if you have something like 1 critical hit damage, or the other one, which is the critical hit damage buffer, but you don't have the other one. So the first thing that you should take from her is the enhanced spark damage buff, which is 50 SP. And after that, you should take either the crit chance or the crit damage buff for 30 SP. So either one, whichever you need. And you only have 20 SP left. With this last points, you can take the 150% attack, defense, recovery buff, or with the 21 you can still take the 20% boost to all parameters, so the attack, recovery, and the defense and max HP, whichever you can take. This build is a flexible one if you need one. So I guess that's all the 3 builds that she has. As for my thoughts on this unit, I don't really like the one hit thing, but if that one hit will produce a lot of damage, I will not complain. But from her skill sets alone, she is a really good unit. So she can bring everything that you need from a unit and all the buffs that you want. So the first one is Spark Boost, Spark Vulnerability, Critical Spark, Attack, Defense, Recovery buff, Defense Ignore, critical hit damage if you need them, a little bit of attack and survivability from her leader skill, and also BC efficacy at 50%. So I am gonna say this unit is really good. I'm only not sure about the one hit wonder thing. If you like this unit, you can summon for her. She's a good one to have, but if you don't have her or you are not lucky enough to get her, you can still use her as friend if you need her abilities. And I guess that's all about her. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like it if you do, and don't forget to leave a comment. You can also share this with your friends or your family. And if you're new to my channel, this is a really good time to subscribe. Just press that fun button over there and join the fun train. And for now, thank you guys for watching. That's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Che.